everyone. Welcome to Pcarmarket Live. My name is David Jacobson. I'm here with Jim Barry.
Hello.
Aficionado, valuation experte. Not exporte, expert. So we had a really nice time in Amelia Island. Hope some of you got a chance to watch our video. We got to meet some great people. One of the things, we love that, don't we? Mm-hmm. We love going to these different events and meeting some of the people because it really just plugs us in. We hear the feedback. We get to see the people that purchase cars. And I can't believe how many people that we meet that's like, yeah, I have a car on your site right now. Yeah. Or I just bought a car, or my friend just bought a car. It's really fun to see that stuff. But just real quickly, please check out our newsletter. You can always where is it, by the way? If it's
emailed.
It was emailed out, but is it on our site anywhere?
No.
We have to figure that out because people should be able to go look for it. You can't click on a link on Pcarmarket and find the newsletter.
So.
All right, let's take care of that. Let's take care of that. We'll take care of that because everyone should be able to access that anytime. That's very important. Number two is we also, with the video, I'm going to actually just, John, you could take a little quick look over here. This is, as we talk over it, we were at the Amelia Island Concourse, the Works Reunion, and also the Haggerty has a new name for the Cars and Community instead of the Cars and Coffee. This was a roof CTR that this gentleman had brought with him that he just picked up. So if you got a chance to product like this after all those years of building these incredible factory, thoroughbreds. But so is this a car? I'm sure this is not your only Porsche.
This isn't a Porsche.
It's not a Porsche. A lot of you know, and I knew that. I mean, for all defense mechanisms, I knew it wasn't a Porsche. But it's really amazing the relationship between Porsche and Roof that he's allowed to do stuff like this. Yeah. To really replicate a 964 body on his own platform. Isn't that incredible?
That was my favorite car there. You know that. I said that 20 times. That car got me very excited.
It did. When it pulled up, it had a presence. I don't think, the pictures on this car don't do it justice. It's really amazing the stance this car has.
You said it right there. It has a presence. Like when it pulled up, I couldn't stop looking at it.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. And the gentleman drove it. I think he picked it up 2 days before or a day before the show. His first time driving was there. If you listen to the video, he talks about driving 70 miles an hour on the highway. And at 70 miles an hour, he actually spun the rear wheels.
In fourth gear.
All right, so this thing's a beast.
It's 700 horsepower.
700 horsepower.
I'll go with the normally aspirated one. I mean, probably save a few bucks too, but.
Probably save your life.
And your life.
But no, I agree. Well, we're naturally aspirated guys by nature, but that's a debate that we love, the turbo versus naturally aspirated. But anyway, so check out our video there. That is the Amelia Island Works. We're actually putting up another one from the Cars and Community that happened the next day, and so forth. So we're going to jump right into it because we have a special guest that we're going to be introducing in about 10 minutes.
Hopefully.
If we can get through this quickly. And it's something very, very exciting. It's called M Madness. It's a gentleman who is a great seller, a great operator, and we're going to introduce you to him and talk about some of his cars that are coming up for auction on Pcarmarket soon, very, very soon. So let's just jump into this over here. But first, ladies and gentlemen. So we have the Amelia Island auction, that went live and finished yesterday.
Yeah, the virtual
Amelia Island auction. And, we were at Amelia Island, and you and I both said there was some big numbers, and there was also some weird no sales. Or one of the things that shocked me most was the 904. I don't want to get too deep into the results there, but that 904, what a great buy.
Yeah, several people said that. We talked to a few people that really know those cars. A lot of people don't know what that car is, but people who do, they were like, that was a good buy.
I think it was one of 6 904 6s. It has it had the next generation motor, I just can't believe what it sold for.
I just think it's a product of what we're seeing. I think people are expecting the prices to be so high, and they're not even trying. And it's creating a couple of windows of opportunity like that.
A couple of windows of opportunity.
Yeah, we talked about the 3.8 Club Sport that I spoke to two
John,
or three.
I'll put some photos of this car up here while we're talking about this.
We spoke to like 2 other people that own those cars, which is rare, right? There's only 55 of them. And everyone said that car should have been over $2 million. I mean, I guess it was with the fee, but still, we expected it to hammer over $2 million. So,
exactly. And my head could not communicate with my arm fast enough when they were counting it down to raise my hand because I just think that
well, you said it, I think, in the last episode. some cars are really benefiting from this uptick, and some just are, not. Like 356s and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, a lot of the older cars, those of you that have them know the 356s, the early 911s, although they've steadied out and they've maybe gone up a little bit, the great cars are doing the right numbers.
Right.
But any hair on it or anything weird about the cars, they're really just flat.
Right. I mean, there was that 356 Roadster that sold in the threes. That was a very
That was a great thing. That was a friend of ours' car.
And that was a nice car.
That was done.
So he did well.
He did very well in that car. I wasn't a big fan of the color combination.
If it had tan inside or red, it would
Oh yeah, well if it had tan, it would be a different car. It was the royal blue with the gray. We'll pop it up over here. That was a beautiful example, and he did very, very well. Not my favorite color.
Everything he has is beautiful.
Yeah, he has great stuff. I just have to get him to think of me before he brings anything to auction to offer it. I'm not going to mention what he has, but he has something very special that I would like. So let's get to our results here. Okay, we have here is a 2011 911 Speedster. It's a 997. It's the end. It's really the best of what the 997 had to offer.
Yeah, this was when they made the 4.0, the 2RS,
That's right.
the GTS. Yeah, I mean, and not in our country, unfortunately, but they had that. What the heck is it? The Club Coupe or?
Yeah, I just saw the picture of that car.
That car is unbelievable.
Yeah,
it comes
the classic.
the classic, sport classic.
Sport classic.
Sorry,
yeah.
it's like a chalky color.
Oh, gorgeous.
That car's perfection. But this is an amazing car.
168 miles. 356 of these were made. 356 of these were made. I mean,
in tribute to the 356.
In a tribute to the 356. But can you imagine if this was a manual transmission? What would this? I should write it down. We should both write it down and see what this would be worth if it was a stick. Would you say at least 250,000 more than it is?
You know what's interesting? The new Speedsters, which they made 3 times the amount, is a stick, and it's a 4-liter, and they're worth like maybe 4 something or high 3s. So it's like almost touching that. But when you look at it this way, it's the only automatic Speedster you could buy, so maybe that makes it special. Because the PDK is a great transmission. Like if you want a nice road car, it is nice.
Yeah,
no one's tracking this.
I want to get to the interior here because the interior is beautiful.
Yeah.
But the 356 made PDK, it's a stunning looking car. They just did a lot of nice treatment on this car. But this was also the last one. The 991 has GT3 performance. This car was not. This car really was almost like a GTS, right?
It was a GTS with the because it was widened fenders. It had the power kit. And,
I got something weird going on with my computer. I don't know what's going on, but we'll make it through it. So it's a 3.8. Flat 6. It has Porsche exclusive power kit. It's 408 horsepower with a PDK. So obviously it's a fun car to drive. Look at that. Really, really nice. So this car is just going to go up in value. I think this is going to be a very special car. 356. I keep saying that, but my goodness.
It already did. I mean, this car sold publicly for $325 last summer. Oh, actually at the end of August, so not even that long ago. And it's already gone up this much. But again, this is probably one of the best ones in the world with 100 miles on it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make this a little bit.
There was one in Amelia Island that's hammered in the high 2s, but it was white, which is, we had a conversation with a client yesterday. The white is rare because most of these are this color, but pure blue is a special color, so it's debatable which one's worth more. But still, it just gives you a sense of the value on these.
Stunning. Sells for $367,000 all in, and a very good number. But again, it's one of those cars that you look at and you say, it really is a good investment at this point. With this many made, this car, especially with this mileage, I mean, this car is a jewel. It's a museum piece, and it's going to be incredible. I hope it went to a good home. Usually,
it must have.
You're plugged into that.
Yeah. I doubt it went to like an Uber driver or something, but you never know. You never know.
That would be some Uber drive. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next car. The next car is a 2016 991 Carrera Club Coupe. The Club Coupe, this one has 2,000 miles on it. Again, like a brand new car. There was 60 of these made.
Right.
This is number 3, and it is it's Club Blau, which was a color that was actually made for the club They actually had a special color made. It looks kind of like...
Ironically, very similar to the last car we just showed.
Very, very similar. It is not the same car. It has the 20-inch Sport Classic wheels, ironically, of the car you were talking about, which is beautiful, beautiful wheels. And also the 3.8 flat six at 430 horse. Now, the other one, the Speedster, had 408 horsepower. It just goes to show you the different generation, going from 408 horsepower to the 991, which has 430 horsepower. So not a massive difference, but definitely a difference.
And this is a PDK.
Look at that. It's a PDK.
Yeah, some of these were sticks, so that would impact the value a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know the exact breakdown. There was 60. How many sticks you think?
I don't know. We know someone that has one. We have sold a few. I think you'd maybe see 10 to 20% more on the price if it was a stick.
Yeah.
But still a nice example. He debadged it. The new owner could put the badges back on because they belong there. It was on the build, but
wow.
Nice car.
It really is. That ducktail, when it's set up, these Sport Classics with that ducktail, the silhouette of this car is stunning. It really is beautiful.
Yeah.
I could stare at this a while, but we got to move on because we have Drew waiting. Then over here we have a Carrera GT, a Ford GT. Again, this car, excuse me, this car has 9 miles. Again, like a new car. It is a gentleman who's selling a bunch of cars out of his collection. One owner, he bought it new.
That's the big deal here.
Is the one
These
owner?
cars were flipped around. I remember when these were new. I actually had my hand in a few of these. They were like 150, and we were getting 160. They were going for 10 over sticker. And we thought, like, oh my God, wow! Look at the price now. These got traded around like Ferraris. Remember you had that Ferrari, and you were the 7th owner, and it had 100 miles on it. So to have a one owner. It's a big deal.
Yeah. And it showed because what happened here is the car sold, in fact, before we talk about that, let me see if I can get a couple of the interior shots over here. So this car had 2 of the options, right? Yeah. This car had 2 of the 4 options. It didn't have the BBS wheels.
Right.
It didn't have the red calipers. But
it's seeming to not matter. I think it's just people's taste,
Yeah, of course.
Because when I talk to collectors, like one guy I know, he already has one. He's like, this is the color I would buy, is the white blue. So he'll pay more for a car like this than a different color with the options, Yeah, they did. And plus, where are you going to find this with 9 miles?
No, of course. So again, with the numbers the way they are today, this car nailed it right where it should have been. It sold for $520,000. And what's interesting, we talked about this before. We want to just compare something for those of you that are learning or going into the auction world. Here's a car that sold an RM, right? Mm-hmm. And this car sold for, what did this car sell for?
It hammered at 490. We were in the room. And ironically, this was another one it had 8 miles on it or something, right? What was the mileage on this? I forgot.
This car had, I think 500.
It was the same thing. No. This had brand new miles. Yeah, see, it says as new, fewer than 8 miles. It was the same.
Okay.
It was really apples to apples.
This was apples to apples to this car that sold on Pcarmarket. This is the one that just sold at RM, and they do a great job. And and people.
Yeah, this was a beautiful car.
69 examples are finished in this color, beautiful car. But here's the thing. Here's what we talk about benefit wise. This car hammered at $490,000.
Right.
Okay. Now keep this in mind. Follow this. It hammers at $490,000. The person who buys it pays $544,000. Our car sold at $515,000.
Right.
The person that sold this car nets $441,000.
Right.
So selling the car on Pcarmarket,
our seller is roughly $70,000 richer.
Our seller made $70,000 more on the final sale, and the buyer paid less money.
Yeah. He paid $520 all in.
Let's have a moment of silence. So it's just education, This is
in all fairness, you get to fly to a place and go to a show, so you're paying for that.
No, it is. And by the way,
and if you're a Bumblebee enthusiast, this is the one for you. This car.
Listen, the pageantry is beautiful to go there. We go there, we have fun, and they will always exist and do fantastic. Yeah. But
not for nothing, I enjoyed seeing ours more because it was in a hidden collection that no one's ever seen the car before.
Yeah,
and it was so cool. Like as a car guy, we appreciate that.
And also, what this is called inside the market. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So inside the market basically means, let's talk about the real numbers and what people are paying. So if you can rewind that, and here's another one, okay? So here's another one. Here's a
400 mile.
A 400 mile
silver, no
4
stripes.
GT silver, no stripes.
And I like this. This is more like a real race car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This car sells for hammers at $485. Now follow this. It hammers at $485.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys watched the last podcast, you see my numbers were all over the place.
Yeah.
This time we got prepared.
Yeah.
We're a little more.
Took a math class.
We took a math class. Yeah, I took math. There's a place local around the corner where the kids go. I was a little bigger.
I know
than
what you're
them.
talking about. I forgot the Mathnasium.
Mathnasium, yeah. Went to Mathnasium. There's a plug for Mathnasium. It helps. Look what happened. So 500. So it hammers at 485. It does 538,000 is what the buyer paid, and the seller nets $436,000. So again, you do the math. It's really just a matter of these auctions. This format works. You get the right numbers, but you get a lot more money in your pocket, and the buyer doesn't have to pay as much.
And also, what we learned here, first of all, it's given people a good sense of 4GT values, but also, I would have thought there's a bigger gap in price between like a 9-mile delivery car, and even though a 400-mile car is low, you know what I mean? That car was driven a little bit. This was literally taken off the truck and put in storage. Because there was another one on Bring a Trailer, same thing, sold around 470, 480, had about 600-700 miles. So like the numbers are really in line on these right now.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
So-
Tyson, we have Drew waiting, so let's move on here. Let's go now to the Targa. You like this, huh?
Love it. I love a car that's like a brand new car that's 10, 15 years old. I love it.
Right, so here you go. It's a 2007 Porsche 997 Targa 4S 6-speed. Everyone knows the Targa on these were pretty odd and weird. They really weren't, to me, what a Targa is supposed to be.
Right, but they're coveted now.
But they're quirky, and all that stuff that's quirky becomes collectible, and there's not a ton of these made. And it is, it's actually pretty cool. Does this the one when the back window opens up?
Yeah, it has like a hatch.
Yeah, it's weird. Weird. You guys, I don't know if people know that the hatch, the glass on the back of a Targa actually opens up.
Yeah.
That's freaking cool. I mean, that
So
is.
when you fold the rear seats down, it's almost like you really do have like a second trunk.
Yeah, it's like having a pickup truck at the same time. So it's a lovely automobile. Again, 983 miles. Carrara white. Just a lovely car. And
Wait till you get to the interior.
And it's cool. I love that white tunnel painted. The painted tunnel
that's blue.
white.
The white with blue is so beautiful.
Oh, it really is. It really is. So when you look at these cars, they have what's nice about them. They have a coupe style silhouette, which people love. The top opens up larger. It's very, very interesting.
It's also the natural light you get in the car. I remember driving one of these on a very cold day in the winter, and I just had the shades open, and you actually feels like the same effect as when you're in a convertible. All the sun's coming in. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's a different experience.
Nice to be in it,
It really is. It's everything. When you get the sound and the light and the air and it's a different experience in these cars. I just wanted to get the interior again. Man, there's a lot of pictures. But here, and the car sells again for $105,000. Here's the interior, nice and crisp. Stick. Imagine you can feel this car, right? How crisp it is.
It was
Wow.
nice to have this on because this is the nicest one I think on the market anywhere.
And what's weird about this car, Jim, I think the bid went to $100,000 instantaneously.
No, it got like I think to like 70 or 80, and then somebody came in big, and at the end someone stole it for $250. I kind of feel bad for the guy.
For $250. That's what I'm saying. Oh, you're right. The $100,000. Yeah. No. The car, it did $100,000 3 days ago.
Oh, yes.
That's what I mean. It got to $100,000, and then people were commenting, going back and forth. But at the end of the day, the person came in, swooped in with a $250 bid. I don't know if the guy who did the $100,000 fell asleep.
I think he might have missed it because I feel like he really wanted.
Oh my goodness!
That's a shame.
What a shame! What a shame. Anyway, all right, there'll be another one of these.
Yeah, that's why you got to pay attention. But
maybe never.
This is as far as the number, I think it's a good number because these trade like 60, 70, 75 for like a 20, 30,000 mile one. So $100,000 for a perfect one seems fair to everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think it's egregious, and I don't think it undersold. I think that's good.
Yeah. Fair. Okay, move on here to the next car we have, which is a,
last one.
Yeah, we're just going to pop over. We just fell in love with this car. That's why we're putting it up here. It was a 72 Mercedes 280 SEL. It was my favorite color. I just love silver. Look at the shadows. Look at the way the chrome and the black work off the color. It's just my favorite color in every car. Pretty much. This is tell us about these cars, Jim. This is
well. I mean, look, it's a market to pay attention to because if you're a car aficionado, you have to appreciate the build quality of these, the ride quality. S-classes can be fast, if you buy AMGs and stuff like that. And for the time, they're really quick. This has the 4.5 motor, but it's a bargain for what it is, especially when you look at like the 280 SE convertibles that are trading for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
The 280.
Yeah, like the car.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
you
can have this.
A 283.5.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you could have this. You could put your kids in it. It's a different kind of driving enjoyment. You're not driving around like a maniac in this car, but on a summer night, you take this, you go get some ice cream, you go for a little ride on a Sunday morning, and they don't make cars like this anymore. As nice as all the new luxury cars are, and believe me, I love them.
Yeah.
There's no connection to the road, just like with the Porsches, but it's a different kind of connection. With the Mercedes, you used to feel the weight, you used to feel the swooping down the road. You feel like you're on a sled. And the new ones don't feel like that. They're nice, but this is special.
And some of you that have driven these, that little springy seat.
Yeah.
When you're driving, it kind of feels like the seat is part of the experience in the suspension.
It's very cool.
It's very, very cool. You're right. They don't make them like this anymore. And for those that appreciate it, it's glorious. And for those that don't appreciate it, it's just an old car. That's what makes the world go round, which is really cool. But I love this, and I can just see driving. And what's really neat about this car, for those of you that are like speed junkies, I think even some of those people would love to drive this at 55 miles an hour and just cruise down and take a nice little, those twisties we talk about. Yeah. This is a car you take those twisties and you feel that beautiful ride and suspension.
And you feel the craftsmanship. And I'm excited. We got this seller. He's a new seller on the site. He's a real car enthusiast. He had a Cadillac also that didn't sell, so check that out in Deal Tank. It's an unbelievable 63 Cadillac that is all original.
Yeah, check it out. I'll put the picture of that.
I get equally excited about that one. That one was nice. Yeah, somebody's got to snag that one up.
I don't think it'll fit in any garage. You may need a little bigger space to keep it, but it is beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's that. Is that the end of it?
Yeah, we're ready to bring Drew.
End of the car. So
I hope he didn't fall asleep waiting.
Yeah, I wonder if Drew fell asleep. So can we get Drew on? Let's just dial in Drew. So here we are. We took a little longer than we expected, and it's early, so we're glad Drew didn't fall asleep on us. But I wanted to just introduce Drew. We're doing this M Madness collection, and I want everyone to meet Drew Leslie from the studio. Hey, Drew.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're doing great, man. Yeah, we spent some time in Amelia Island. We've done a lot of business together, and it was really great to hang with you at our beachfront resort house.
That's right.
Built in the 40s.
Right.
With the decaying furniture.
And I have to thank you. I don't think I thanked you for the cigar.
Oh yeah. Well, there might be a box of them headed your way.
Oh, come on now. See, come on. Is it for real?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Brad did not hear that. I don't want to share. I'll share him with Brad.
No. Yeah, well, if he makes us think about it, he just write him up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it was really nice to meet you and your crew. I know you were there with a couple of your guys, and then a couple of guys you do business with, and it was great to meet you guys.
Yes, same, man. I really appreciate the hospitality as well. It's always good to hang out with you guys.
Yes, definitely. So, before we get into the actual event or the collection that we're going to be selling is, you're a Porsche guy, you're a BMW guy. I don't know which one you are more, and that would you be able to determine if you're a BMW or Porsche guy, or is it equal?
Well, I think it's becoming equal. The funny thing is, I would say that I'm actually the Audi snob first.
Oh, wow.
And
Woo.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's crazy. That my true love when I was very young was Volkswagen and Audi, and it transitioned into Porsche because obviously, kissing cousins. And now with all the social media stuff that we've got going on in this collection, everybody thinks I'm this BMW guy, which is great. I mean, I've always loved BMWs. I worked for BMW for a while, but this is the first big collection of BMWs I've had. It'll be the first of many.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But I like them all, man. I'm just a Euro guy.
Yeah. I guess that's why we probably get along and you fit in so well. We're the same way. We just appreciate the craftsmanship, the way they drive, and and also listen. They're not bad investments either. When you go across the board between Mercedes, BMW, and Porsche, Audi, sometimes, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a much higher risk of losing money on the Audis. That's for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. But so tell us first of all, tell us about the studio. Your organization.
Yeah, so I spent the last 20 some odd years, my entire adult life in the franchise world, working for Honda, Toyota, Audi, Volkswagen, Porsche, and most of which was in Ohio, with Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. And I've recently, over the last few years, transitioned to Florida. I do live in Central Florida, and I am transitioning my entire business model into what's called the studio. So the studio is going to be a combination of automotive photography art coupled with European cars that are either collectibles or modern classics or modern cars that we're going to do builds on. And it's really my two passions combined.
Yeah.
European cars coupled with art and photography.
Yeah, I'm not just saying this because I know that you know me a little bit, and my perspective. We've talked is that I love your passion, but you also have this sixth a business sense on how to really take the passion and bring it to the forefront and let people know. It's exciting. Like this, even the name, the studio, with today's world, the presentations and the photos, and even this picture that John showed us here, this E92 collection. I mean, this is the way the cars are displayed and shown, and the way that you think about every little freaking detail. It kind of makes me. I like to think of myself very similar to that, and there's a lot of people like me that really appreciate the details that you take care of.
Well, man, that means a lot to me. One of the company statements that we have currently in one of my businesses is simply everything matters. And it's so true, most everybody can do the big things correct. But it takes somebody with an attention to detail to a certain level to get all the tiny little things. And look, I'm not perfect, but man, I stress over the tiniest, smallest details, which drives my teammates crazy. But
I get that. Yeah. So the E92s, just before we talk about your collection, what about the E90, the M series, the E92s in general? What makes them special?
Yeah, so the E92, my collection aside, is an end of an era car, right? So like in the Porsche world, it would be equivalent to a 993, going from air cooled to water cooled. The E92 is the last of the NA cars, the naturally aspirated cars, and it happened to be a V8, a 4-liter V8, a high revving V8. The stock red line was 80, I think it was 8,200. And most of the guys and the girls that have had the cars and to do any tune to them whatsoever, they do a simple GTS tune to it, and it takes the red line to 8,600. I mean, like we're talking almost 9,000 red line on a V8.
Wow.
It pulls all the way through the RPM band. It's very linear. It's a joy to listen to. It's a joy to drive. It's just a fantastic car. And for many BMW enthusiasts, it's, in their opinion, not necessarily mine, but in their opinion, it is the last real M car. I don't agree with that personally. I think it's just a different transition and a different style on today's M products or CS products.
Yeah. I kind of look at it. I kind of look at like the 997 to me is the last true sports car that Porsche made. Then they became touring cars and all that. Is it kind of sort of like that?
Similar, yeah. It's it's like the E92, the M3 version of it, whether it's an E90 or a 92. It's such a subtle car too. It is a touring car. You can get in it. The design is beautiful, but it's not screaming at you unless, of course, you get one of these crazy colors that I have. But you get a white or a Jerez black or something, and it's just like most people don't know what it is. But the men and the women that drive the things, they know what it is. They enjoy every moment of it behind the steering wheel. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I love them, but I think Jim is really, Jim is the one who could speak about these more than I do. And Jim, I know that you love these cars as well.
Yeah, that's why we're excited to really work with this project. I have never seen a nicely cultivated collection of M cars like this. Because most people buy these and drive them. Yeah, I mean, so it's nice to see, them being held in like this kind of regard.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and I think that this is going to be a very exciting week. Working with Drew and doing this event. So
there's been a lot of social media push on your part. Again, talking about your creativity and what you do. I've watched a few of them. I watched the last one, which we're gonna let people get a link from here to see that one as well, because that really talks about more in depth than we're gonna get into here right now. But I have up this. Is this a speed yellow one or no? This is not the speed yellow one.
I think that's the Dakar yellow one.
The Dakar yellow?
Yeah.
So Drew, tell us about these individually. I have a picture of them up here. So PTS is a Porsche thing, but they've done this with BMW. So explain that and what makes these cars stand out.
Yeah, obviously the manufacturers can't all call it the same thing, but it's basically the same process. Porsche PTS paint sample,
right,
and BMW's is the individual paint process. And there are colors that BMW won't do, just like any other manufacturer. But what makes these next level rare is they're not just an M3, they're not just a competition packed M3, but they're also all individual colors. And for example, the Dakar yellow that you just pulled up, it's one of 23 in North America. There some of them do have some speculation on what the numbers are worldwide, but it's a 1 of 23 car. It is badged. I don't have the badge for every single one of them, but every one of those cars was provided with a plate from BMW, which is pretty cool.
Really? So every time they do what do they call it again? Not paint to sample. It's
individual color.
Oh, individual color. Oh, that's cool. So every individual color car usually has a plaque with it, or they send it with the original delivery.
I don't know about every model, but these particular ones being the E92 with the competition package on it, and then an individual color, they do, yes.
Right. So I have the picture up now of all 9 of them. Just the viewers are going to be able to see you describing. So what colors are they?
Yeah. So it should be the front 3. If we're looking at the same picture, on the left you've got the Java green.
Yeah.
Is this Yep. So the Java green, that's 1 of 11. That is the most vibrant color of the whole group. It's insane.
It's gorgeous.
It is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. And then in the middle, you've got the Lime Rock edition, which is a fire orange is the name of the color. Yep. So you could get a fire orange without it being a Lime Rock edition. This is the Lime Rock edition, which happens to also be fire orange. And then you have the speed yellow to the right, which, as you know, that's the special baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bad girl right there. That is 1 of 3 in North America. Wow. It is a Porsche color, and I can't believe BMW did it. And they actually will continue to do speed yellow on that car.
Really?
Yeah, you can do it. There's a couple of G80s floating around already in the United States that have been cataloged in speed yellow. It's a beautiful color. Yep.
Then you
Santorini blue is behind that.
Yep.
And then next to it, you got frozen blue, which doesn't really look frozen in the picture. Dakar yellow left of that. And then you've got frozen black, which is 1 of 20 with red stitching. I think it's 1 of 72 overall, but only 20 of them came with red stitching.
That's badass looking, man. That's nice.
Oh, it's so mean.
Yeah.
And the person that we got it off of did an Akrapovic exhaust, and they did a DCT tune on it to match a GT4 E92. So it's just so aggressive with that engine and that look, and the black wheels. It's fantastic.
Yep.
And then the Phoenix yellows in the back, in the middle, which is 1 of 2, by the way. That is actually the most rare of the whole collection.
Is that right? The Phoenix yellow.
And that's an E46 color, which is the
correct.
2001 to 2006 M3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and on the 46, they did a run in the beginning, the early years. They stopped, and then they did a run of Phoenix yellow at the end of the E46.
Yeah.
And then it only 2 people got it on the 92, and it's for a while there it was my favorite color. Now I'm kind of getting pulled over the Santorini. Anyway, and then in the back you have the one. Actually, I think the coolest, which is the frozen silver. Yep. That is a 1 of 40 car, and it has got so many cool features that are throwback to the GTS E92. It's just a bunch of little design features inside and outside the car that are very subtle. And once again, it's just a silver car. So if you didn't know what it was, you would drive by and you would never know.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's amazing when you look at these colors. I always said about Porsche that when they do even their Ruby Stone, when you look at a car like a Ruby Stone car, you really are blown away by how they make every color look amazing. Like they bring the richness out. It's not just green. It's the best green. It's not just red. It's the best red. When you look at the Carmine and you look at the Baja, right?
Bahia, yeah.
Bahia red. It's just really amazing. So this reminds me of that. These are just stunning colors.
So vibrant.
And the fact that there's not a lot of them makes it even just more special.
The fact that there's not a lot of them, like it would be cool to see the Java green in the wild by itself driving down the road. that would make somebody Saturday or Sunday morning as you're going to get coffee or whatever, because it's such a beautiful car.
Yeah.
But to have 9 of them in the same spot
Yes.
every time I go do something to the cars, it's just like,
I know.
You know.
Well, don't get used to it. They're not going to be there for much longer.
That's right.
You know,
That's
but
right.
so there's something else about you. I have a picture up here that everyone's seeing. It's you sitting in the blue. Which blue is that?
Frozen blue.
The frozen blue. And you're in the car with your thumbs up, with a big smile, your sunglasses, you know. And people don't know that you actually, every time you do a listing on Pcarmarket, there's something special that they should be looking for. No?
100%. So, yeah, and I'm not embarrassed to talk about this. It's a matter of fact, I'm pretty proud of it. You know, it's I've watched a lot of auctions over the years on all the different platforms, and I remember one individual on a different platform who was selling like $1 million car or something, and he was a total jokester with his comments in return to everybody, and he said he did that to make sure he never took himself too serious. So when I do my listings, you know, we have a very serious job. You guys do at PCAR, I do at the studio, and in my other businesses, and some days the days can be very stressful. So I always have Easter eggs in all of my listings. They're hidden. They could be a picture, a fake sign. It could be me in the car, you know, and it's there for people to find and laugh at. It's a reminder to not take myself too serious.
I love it. You know, I actually was trying, while you were talking, hopefully, John, you weren't on me. You were on him the whole time? Back and forth, watching me totally screw up. All right, it's okay. Live TV, well, somewhat live. But I wanted to get the picture of that. I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to find it where you have this this little bird sitting on top of this telephone pole, whatever it is. And you know what? Yeah. This is what I mean about you and I, like kindred spirits, man. Like I love stuff. I would do stuff like that, and it just becomes more fun. It takes something that is fun already, and it's like a little bit more special, a little more fun. So. Right. You got to look for Drew's, you know, listings on our site, and your look is very unique in the fact there's a lot of quality listings, but yours have a certain look to them, style. That a certain style that you know it's yours, and you all have to start looking for the what'd you call them again? The what?
Oh, the Easter eggs.
The Easter eggs. You got to look for the Easter eggs.
It's important to note that I have this mental condition also, and it's documented because there is a DuPont registry from either 2005 or 2006. With the creature from the Black Lagoon inside of a Lamborghini that I had a hand in.
Is that right?
And that was a $20,000 ad. So
yeah,
we're all a little crazy.
You know what? That is true. Yeah. That is definitely true about you. You are definitely the same way. But, you know, listen, we got to have fun, right? I mean,
you have to.
You got to keep it going. You got to have fun. And is there anything else about the collection you want to talk about? You know, when is it going live? I think it's going to hit one day, right? We're going to have one day of all of these cars.
Yeah.
Jim, right?
So we're going to start March 15th, which is this Tuesday. So everyone who's watching this is getting an exclusive preview here. And,
awesome.
And, you know, just the photography alone, all the work that went into this, it's so exciting. We're going to have the 2-day preview. And on the 17th, we go live, which is a week from Thursday, or from yesterday.
Yep.
And then it's going to be the 7-day auctions. And everyone's going to have a chance to buy one or all of these cars. So it'll be fun.
Fantastic. Yeah, listen, there's March. If you're a basketball fan, there's March Madness. If you're a BMW, it's M Madness.
Yep.
And it's going to be, as Jim said, we'll put up the dates again right here.
Yep.
And in the meantime, Drew, man, thanks for well, you're not in a different time zone. I'm not going to thank you for waking up early because you.
Yeah, I'm in California right now, man.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
But as usual, man, it's always good to see you. Thank you for taking the time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Take care.
Thanks, Drew. We'll see you.
Peace.
So, again, that was Drew from the studio. We are very excited for these cars to hit. We're excited to bring them to the world.
Yep.
We love when people see cars that have never been available to the public before, and especially in a collection like this. I didn't leave myself notes on some things to remind everyone of, but check out our Amelia Island podcast. Check out our auto tiles. Mm-hmm. Check out our new newsletter, which I promise you will get on the website so you can click it today. We got to get that taken care of. Anything else?
Well, we should be putting another Amelia Island video together soon, right?
Yeah, there's going to be a few Amelia Island. Yeah. So just stay tuned. Yeah. You know, go to our Pcarmarket live YouTube channel, or you can always go to Pcarmarket and go to the video section, and you'll be able to find it that way as well. But anyway, Jim, as usual, thank you. Thank you, Drew. And we will see you all. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing. Torrance, April 23rd. I'm glad I caught you before you all left. April 23rd, if you're anywhere near Torrance, California, we have an office that we opened up there, everyone knows. We're going to be having a Cars and Coffee that Sujin is coordinating. It's going to be fun. We're trying to get some cool raffle stuff going on, but we're going to be bringing people that you all know from the California car culture. And we're going to there's going to be a coffee truck and some food
More
trucks.
importantly, donuts, I think. There'll be
Donuts.
Yeah.
Oh, there's going to be an awesome donut. Awesome
I'll have to
donut truck.
fast for 3 days before that.
Yeah, Jim is a we actually drive when we go anywhere in business. We actually have to seek out donut shops for this guy.
Your son's a culprit too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That's
but
like our thing.
yeah, and they're delicious. I get it. But April 23rd, which is about a month from now, we're gonna meet you. We want to meet everyone. Bring your hot rods. Bring your Porsches. Bring your did I say hot rods? Your hot rod Porsches. Bring your Ferraris.
Yeah, hot rod Porsches. Bring hot rod
Bring your BMWs. No, listen, I don't care.
Anything. Yeah.
Listen, we're gonna have some people that are in the hot rod community there too that we personally know that are big hot rod
California's
guys.
got great cars.
Got it all, man.
I'm sure there'll be nothing bad there.
April 23rd, Torrance, California, Pcarmarket Live. We'll check out our Instagram for the exact dates and times and Facebook and stuff. Thank you all for joining us. It's appreciated. Have a good day.